to choosing an accounting platform, keeping track of your small business. Or as I like to call it, bookkeeping, the reckoning. How to choose software to prevent a nightmare in keeping track of your business. But first, a little background. We are a member of America's SBDC, which is the Association for the National Network of Small Business Development Centers, offering vital support to help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and drive economic growth. Specifically, I work at the Small Business Development Center at Columbus State Community College. We serve the Central Ohio area, providing no-cost business consulting for the life of your business. My name is Barb Hartnavy. I'm the program coordinator for the SBDC at Columbus State Community College. I started as an adult student employee and eventually graduated summa cum laude from Columbus State and Franklin University with dual degrees in business management and entrepreneurship. And I collected a couple of kudos while having the privilege of working with the most amazing, dedicated coworkers. So let's jump into our subject. Why are business records so important? Well, part of the reason is that keeping business records is one of the determining factors for the IRS in discerning between a hobby and a business. And that means whether or not you can deduct expenses as a business or if you're just purchasing supplies for a hobby. The type of records a business needs to keep include legal records such as entity filings, bylaws, resolutions, and shareholder agreements, business documents like customer or vendor contracts, agreements and business plans, and licenses, business operation records, including training manuals, policy documents, invoices, or any efficiency analysis, plus accounting records, employment records, and tax returns. For our purposes today, we're concentrating on the accounting records you'll need to file taxes and generate the reports that indicate the health and growth of your business, such as sales, expenses, asset purchases, and banking records. All of those records could be kept manually in paper form in shoeboxes or files and could result in an unorganized pile of chaos on your desk. Or there could be a better way to keep track of those records, and that is having the right accounting software that works well for you and your organization. Not having the right accounting program can make you disorganized, hinder your growth, make it hard to file taxes, make it difficult to qualify for loans, or cause you to miss important errors in your business. Now, maybe if you are just an employee of a business, these things may not be so important, but now that you're a business owner, it's all your responsibility now. And there's no one to blame except maybe the cat. And you can trust me on this, the cat is not stepping up to take responsibility. So my first piece of advice when it comes to accounting software is to first determine what your needs are by going through a series of questions. And those questions include the method. Do you need to use a single or double entry accounting method? Functions. What functions do you need? Do you need invoicing, customer tracking, inventory, bill payment, payroll, project tracking, sales tax tracking? What are the things do you need the accounting program to do for you? Are there any features that are instrumental to your success, such as accepting online payments or mobile quoting? Do you need to integrate sales from e-commerce? Security. Are you comfortable with your information being stored online, or would you prefer to keep that information in-house? Do you have reliable internet? Volume. How many customers do you expect to have this year? How many invoices will you send? What's your anticipated revenue? Growth and scalability. How quickly do you expect to grow? What capabilities will you need at your next growth level? Budget. How much can your business afford to pay, either upfront or with monthly subscriptions? And expertise. Are you comfortable doing this yourself, or will you be needing to hire the services of software developers or accountants or bookkeepers? Now, to backtrack a little on that first question, single and double entry accounting, you may have heard those terms, but what do they actually mean? Well, to oversimplify, the terms single and double refer to how many ways a transaction is recorded. Single is recorded once, either as a revenue or an expense. Double, as it implies, tracks every transaction twice, first as a revenue or expense, but then again as an asset, liability, or equity. To consider which you need to know how those transactions will be looked at later down the line. Revenue and expenses are used to generate an income statement known as a P&L or profit and loss statement. This is the minimum that you need to produce a Schedule C on your taxes as a sole proprietor or single member LLC, while assets, liabilities, and equity generate a balance sheet. If you're trying to get a business loan, you know that the bank is going to ask for your financials, which include both an income statement and a balance sheet. Another benefit of double entry system is that it will give you a system of checks and balances, and this is especially helpful as you begin to add employees into your business. Once you know what your needs are and the type of transaction entry that you need, then you can go shopping for software. And there's the rub. There is a ton of information out there, dozens and dozens of articles about small business software. The research struggle is real, but the thing is, not all the information is. So while there are many useful articles written for small business on the topic, you have to ask some questions. Like, who wrote the article? Are they upfront about the advertisers, or are they being paid to steer you in a particular direction? How old is the information? I came across some articles that were dated this year, but listed two software companies that no longer exist. So they were just recycling old content. If an article says free software, does it mean a free trial only or free forever? Or that only some functions are free and you have to pay for others? And does the article explain how they rate or rank the software? For example, I looked at several Forbes articles in my own research that rated different software, such as these, and they offered 3 full pages explaining the methodology of their rating system. My second piece of advice when it comes to accounting software is to plan it first. Don't just buy the software and then start setting up an account and adding numbers. You'll first need to create a chart of accounts listing categories of income, expenses, liabilities, assets, and equity. I strongly recommend seeking the assistance of a CPA to set up your chart of accounts because the investment in doing that in the beginning will be small compared to the cost of fixing things if the program is not set up correctly. You should not feel rushed into this. You can keep track of transactions in your business on an Excel spreadsheet until you decide what type of accounting software to use. In fact, I've created an Excel template or PDF workbook for you to use either to keep track of things before you select an accounting platform or to help you organize things as you start to set up your account. Next, we're going to take a brief look at some of the choices in accounting software that are out there. But first, I want to make it clear that I'm not endorsing any one particular program because it all depends on what your needs and budgets and features and comfort level is. And there are dozens more choices now than there were just a couple of years ago. So this is not an all-inclusive list. And surely there will be more options in the future. And with the growth of AI, who knows what will be available further down the road. I don't want you to feel that you need to take detailed notes on every program I mention either. I've actually put all this information and even more detail in the Excel template and PDF workbook, which is available for no cost, and I'll let you know how to request it in just a couple minutes. Also, the information I'll be providing will be on the basic or lowest price plan, but most platforms have different levels of accounting available at different price points. And I'm inviting you to visit the actual website of these programs for more details. First, we have desktop software, which is a program that you put directly on your own computer. For those who prioritize security, this is your safest option. Some choices include Account Edge, which offers desktop and cloud versions starting at $20 a month. You can have unlimited customers, invoices, and vendors, and it can integrate third-party payroll services. It has a very similar look to old desktop versions of QuickBooks. Accounting offers free desktop versions and paid cloud versions. Reports are only available on the paid plans, but your accountant can get this for free as well. There are significant features, but help is only available on their user forum for their free desktop version. Payroll is not built in, but it can be installed for a fee. New Cash is a completely free desktop open source program. You can have unlimited customers and invoices, but it may be difficult to install. There is a user forum, which is the only avenue for resolving issues. Visually, it is a little dated. Payroll is not included, but the user forum offers tips on setting up a separate manual Excel file to do payroll. Manager offers a free desktop version or paid cloud versions with unlimited usage, including the ability to have multiple companies. You would select components from scratch in building your dashboard, and that includes inventory. The desktop versions do not include payroll, but the cloud versions do. And one thing that is unique about Manager is that you can start with the free desktop version, go to the paid cloud version, and go back to the free version if or when you need to, which makes it a good solution for highly seasonal businesses where you may have a couple months during the year where you do almost all of your business and you're dormant the rest of the year. This might be a consideration for you. NCH Express is a free basic desktop version. The company does make money from their add-ons that they offer. You can have unlimited customers and invoices. It's a little easier setup than Manager, but it does not include inventory. And payroll can be done by integrating a third-party service. Turbo Cash 4 and 5s. 4 is a desktop-only version, which is completely free, but it's also completely unsupported. There is a big learning curve, but it does have huge capabilities. It would be best for companies that do have a lot of tech personnel, and payroll would require a third-party service. And just a note about payroll features, which may be available on platforms as part of the platform, or the ability to add something in. Most that include it on the platform also charge additional fees for this feature. The charge may include both a monthly subscription and a per employee fee, and many require a one-time setup fee that they don't necessarily make very visible on their website. So you have to look into all the cost when you consider them. Then we have some cloud-based programs. This is where you sign onto their website and use the program through a secured internet connection. First, let's take a look at the cloud-based platforms that are the most suitable for micro to small size businesses. CloudBooks is a paid program starting at $10 a month and going up to $20. You actually can invoice for free, but everything else requires a subscription. You can have up to 5 users on the lowest cost plan, and there are a lot of unlimited features. FreshBooks subscriptions are $21, $38, or $65 based on the number of customers. Only the trial period is free. The reports are available on higher cost plans, and full features are available on their mobile app. QuickBooks Solopreneur is a scaled down $20 a month version of QuickBooks for a one-person business that files a Schedule C on their taxes. It's a little easier to set up than QuickBooks, but it's not easily transferable to the regular QuickBooks Online if you need to have more users. QuickBooks does have a mobile accounting app. Payroll is also an add-on on the QuickBooks Online, but if as a one-person business, you wouldn't need that on QuickBooks Solopreneur. Wave is a program that starts for free for a limited number of features and then goes up to $16 for some pretty solid basic invoicing and payments. Vendor tracking is also available for a paid add-on. And there are limitations on the free plan, which means that if you like how this program functions, you should budget in switching to the pay plan, which is pretty reasonable at $16 a month. Wave's mobile app, however, is limited to just invoicing. ZipBooks runs from $0 to $35. The forever free version has fewer help resources and limited capabilities. The features themselves are pretty user-friendly, but the reports are on screen only for the no-cost plan. You're unable to download them. They do not have a mobile app, but many functions are viewable if accessed on a mobile phone. Then there are two choices with Zoho. There's Zoho Invoice or Zoho Books. The Zoho Invoice program is free for everyone, but it's primarily an invoice and payment program. Zoho Book platform prices range from $0 to $240, and it's based on the revenue of your business, broken down into different levels. If you make less than $50,000 in revenue, it is free, though you are limited to a certain number of invoices and expenses per year. It has a rather expansive mobile app and printable reports. So Zoho Invoice may be a good option if your plan is to have a permanent side gig that you're always going to do on a Schedule C, while Zoho Books is more comprehensive, and it's easy to start with Zoho Invoice and upgrade to Zoho Books. For small to medium-sized businesses, Patriot Books recently developed their accounting program to accompany their payroll service. Patriot Books is designed for small to medium-sized businesses such as retail, service, nonprofits, and contractors. It is user-friendly, though it is slightly less customizable than some of the others, but it does seamlessly integrate their payroll service, which is one of the most affordable services available today. And here's a quick look at Patriot. Profit Books is free for a limited number of transactions, otherwise a paid $20 subscription. It does accept digital payments and tracks up to 25 products. It has all of their features available on their mobile app. And then, of course, we have QuickBooks Online. Now, the old version of QuickBooks, the desktop version, is no longer supported. So the only way that QuickBooks is available is through a monthly subscription service online, which usually runs between $35 and to $235 based on the number of users. This is the original gold standards for small business accounting because it is very comprehensive. Another benefit of QuickBooks is that there is a massive amount of online help. It's also probably the program that your accountant is most familiar with. And they do have a mobile accounting app. You can also get add-ons with QuickBooks for payroll or for inventory. Zero runs from $20 to $80. There is a free plan, but it's limited to 20 invoices and tracking only 5 vendor bills. There are digital payments available by integrating a third-party app, and there are customer tracking options available as an add-on. They also have a mobile app. Now, for medium to larger size businesses, there's Odoo. This platform is best suited for larger companies with multiple systems that have to be integrated, such as manufacturing or e-commerce. It's actually an ERP, which is an enterprise resource planning program, but the features are all available on their mobile app. And it can run from $0 to $37 per user per month. Sage 50 subscriptions run $62 to $178 per month, which is fairly pricey. But for that, it integrates multiple third-party applications. It provides more reporting options at the higher tier level and unlimited transactions and customers. Many of their functions are accessible and available through their mobile app. Sage Intact, I'm sorry, Sage Intact is only priced by quote only. And the reason for that is it's built for scaling service organizations, which means it's not suited for manufacturing or inventory based businesses, and it's highly customizable. And this would be for the very large end of quote unquote small business. So they're going to actually help you put the components together of what you actually need, help you set it up, and they'll quote you a price from that. Striven is another program for a medium to larger small business. Subscriptions run $35 to $70 per month, and there are a huge array of functions, and it's actually a pretty elaborate program. However, many of the functions that they offer may not be necessary for many small businesses. It does not have a mobile app, but some portals that they have may be mobile accessible, like a customer portal that customers can access. And speaking of mobile applications, I wanted to mention that there are some mobile only applications, but while many new apps come on board, others drop off. They're also difficult to compare because many require that you download the apps before you actually explore what they have to offer. So we won't attempt to analyze those at this point. Perhaps we'll do a future video. But if this is something you're very interested in, if it's one of the features that will really make or break your success, my advice would be to first see if a standard desktop or cloud platform has a mobile app feature because it's more likely to stick around and stay up to date. But you want to make sure that their mobile app is tied to your platform account and not a separate product. That way, if you do something through the mobile app, when you're out and about, when you come back to your office, that appears on your existing platform. If you really just want an invoicing and payment app that's mobile, I would suggest to look at the user ratings versus the number of downloads and the dates of the last update. If it hasn't been updated in years, then it's likely phasing out. I know I've thrown a lot of information at you in a very small amount of time, but fear not. I put all of this information that we've gone over into an Excel template or a PDF workbook for you. I included all the questions that you need to ask before shopping and the full details with the websites of the accounting platforms we just mentioned, and maybe even a couple others. I also provided a standard chart of an account, and I created for you a bunch of different logs where you can record and or organize your transactions while you're deciding which accounting platform will be right for you. And here's how you can get it. Just email me and please put Excel template or PDF workbook in the subject line so I can spot those requests quickly and get the files out to you as soon as possible. If you want both versions of this file, just put both things in the subject line and email me at bparknavy@cscc.edu. In summary, I know this can be a complex decision with a lot of variables, but the right accounting program is the program that is right for your specific needs. If you put in the time to make a good choice, the right accounting program will keep you organized, grow with you, make it easier to file taxes, help you qualify for loans, and provide valuable insights into your business that will help you succeed, which your cat may try to take credit for. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Again, that email address is bparknavy@cscc.edu. And for more information on all of the no-cost services available, including additional webinars, training classes, and one-on-one advising, please contact the Small Business Development Center at Columbus State Community College or see our website at sbdccolumbus.com. Thank you for joining me today. Please be sure to send in your requests for the workbooks. You'll find it to be a very useful tool. I hope you have found the information we provided today to be very helpful. And have a great day and be good to your cat.